Drop it. I'm going. Ready? Woo! You biffed it, girl. Sun's right in your eyes, I know it is. You okay? You ate it on that one. All right, here we go. Get out there. Ah, hard to throw it holding the phone. I'm not very good at frisbee anyway. Ready? Oh, you caught that one. Thought I messed that one up, but you caught it. Ah. Ready? Yeah. Daddy can't throw. Daddy sucks at frisbee. You told me this might be inappropriate and asked me if I wanted to continue. Yeah, I selected, I don't know, don't show it below 18 or something. I don't know, for some reason on my phone, whenever I do a live, I assume everybody, well, I don't know if you're modded to the channel or not. Let's see. No, you're not, so that takes that out. But I was thinking, I do it to the public, and people who are modded, it seems, they come into the chat, and then when I end the stream, it always goes to private for some reason. So I have to go into edit it to change it back out of private for some reason. So I changed some settings around a little bit, so that's probably what happened. That's why it said that. Zapton, what's up, brother? Fairy Dust, haven't seen you in a while. Just playing frisbee with the puppy. She's getting pretty good at catching that frisbee. Yeah, I just bought an e-bike. So it's on order, I should say. I don't know if any of you guys have one or interest in it, but that'll be one of the upcoming videos. So just kind of wanted to make the announcement. And I don't know if anybody had any questions or something about buying an e-bike. Maybe we could, discuss things in the chat. I could give you my 2 cents because I've done quite a bit of research on them. And, if you know anything about the channel, you know that electrical is my specialty. So I kind of make a little bit more sense of the mumbo jumbo that a lot of people don't. Didn't get the warning. Well, I don't know, Zapton, maybe unsubscribe and subscribe back. A lot of times that helps. You know how it works. No, they don't like shake. They don't like naked doggies either. Yeah, definitely a lot of bad drivers everywhere, but I ride a Harley, so I get out there anyway and get stupid with them. Can't beat them, join them. So my e-bike can't be any worse than playing around out there with all these four-wheelers, as truck drivers call them. I got a CDL too, but yeah, they call them four-wheelers. So playing dodgeball on a Harley with a bunch of four-wheelers. I've never seen one in person. All I know is that everyone I know that's gotten one has had it broken within 6 months or stolen. Yeah, I could see that. Probably because they're buying cheap ones for one. And just like everything in the world, everybody's out to get anything and everything you got. Where'd that puppy go? Puppy, puppy, puppy. Oh, there you are. There you are. You want this, don't you? You want this. Tell me that thing's not cute. Cute as a button. Little stripe down the nose and literally splits her face. It's literally on one side, all the way down the center. You ready? Are you ready? Back up. You ready? Here we go. Good catch. Yeah, so I went with a company called Wired, Wired, and they used to be called Wicked, Wicked, but there's another company called Wicked Thumb, and I believe that's the company that they're referring to, because I guess lawyers contacted them, and you know the story. The good old bureaucracy world that we live in these days. Somebody trying to sue somebody. So that was the situation. So they had to change their name from Wicked to Wired. And I did a bunch of research, and the aerial rider, Kepler, Kepler, is another good one. And it's a couple few hundred less than the one that I bought. But the one I purchased is a little faster and quite a bit more range, which was important to me because I bought it for this little fur ball right here. Because if you know anything about a cattle dog, they have endless energy. I mean, you guys wouldn't probably believe me when I tell you I've been out here almost probably hour and a half, 2 hours doing this before I went live. We took a couple 5-minute breaks in between here and there. I make her go get some water, but they just do not end with energy. It's just from sun up to sundown, and after the sundown most nights. But she's an excellent dog and smart as could be. We did some training. I hired a trainer mainly because she was wild, and I just had to get the wild out of her. And he was able to socialize her a lot more than I could, because he just has 30, 40, 50 dogs in and out of there all the time. So she was continuously getting socialized, which just helped tremendously. Hey, here. Sit. Sit. Down. Sit. Shake. 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 No, the other one. Shake. Down. 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 Let's see if she'll do this one, guys. The new one I've been working on. Roll over. She did it. She rocks, guys. She is smart as could be, I'm telling you. I can't hold the phone, but she gives me 10 also. I usually tell her shake, with the right hand, shake with the left hand, and then I hold both hands up and say, give me 10. So she gives me 10. Give me 10. Give me 10. Good girl. Hard to do holding the phone. But she gives you 10. Ready? But these dogs, you can train them to do absolutely anything and everything. They have so much drive. It's insane. They just do not quit. They don't know when to quit. It's just bred into them to work, 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 work. Extremely loyal. And a lot of people describe them as a miniature German Shepherd. If you've heard of a blue heeler or a Australian cattle dog, they also go by that name. Queensland heeler, they are all the exact same dog. She is what you would call a Texas heeler, and a Texas heeler is actually a hybrid between two. She's basically a blue heeler, Australian cattle dog, whatever you want to call that particular dog. So, and a cross between that breed and Australian Shepherd. So basically Australian Shepherd and Australian cattle dog is what she is. So they're called Texas heelers. And I like to say they're heelers on steroids. That's 100% what she is. See, she's just constantly looking at the Frisbee. I got it right here in my hand. And just ready to go. You can throw this thing all day, all night. It doesn't matter. She brings it right back and she's ready to go. All right. Rambling a little too much. Let me get into the comments. Throw the Frisbee. Let's see what you guys are talking about. All right. Scroll back here a little bit. Okay, we went there. All right, I think we ended there on Broken or Stolen with Mobile Tech. Hey, if you guys are into camping and stuff, check out Mobile Tech's YouTube channel. This guy does some awesome work. He lives real close to me. And we are definitely going to meet up in the near future. We've been in contact. And I can't wait to get out there and see him, but I've just been so busy lately. And, well, the dog alone, as you know, and you've seen firsthand, I think e-bikes under 750 watts don't need to be registered, and the drivers don't need license. Anyone know about this? I would say that's probably different in different states, Zapton. As far as I know, none of them need to be registered here in Nevada. So depending on where you are, and you don't require a license. The only thing I have found here personally in Nevada, you don't even need a helmet unless you're a child. I think can't remember the age, I won't even say 16 and below or something, but I don't think it was 18 is what I'm trying to say. That's so cool. I need to train a dog to do my lawn. Well, I tell you, man, one of these cattle dogs would do it in a heartbeat. I don't know how you would be able to train one to do it, but if it's possible, this is the dog to do it, I'm telling you. How to cut cattle. Washburn, what's up, brother? Yeah, I had to do David's little Washburn for you. Make you feel right at home. Oh, nobody's normal, Washburn. What are you talking about, brother? If you were normal, you wouldn't be in this chat. That's a fact, Jack. Out here where I live, they drive everything on the road and hardly any of it's registered, licensed, insured, or anything. Yeah, you're a little farther out there. nowhere land in Nevada. Nevada's pretty laxed all in all anyway. Unless you get, on the strip or something down in Vegas, or of course Washoe County and Reno. Downtown, every city, they got to keep, pestering people over stupid stuff to keep things under control. Not that it helps, obviously. Every city in America is out of control. You ready? All right, there we go. See if she catches that one. Nope, threw it too far. They use a combination of horses and dogs, both trained to cut cattle, which means the separate one out of the herd. Oh, I got you. Yeah, the cattle dogs do sheep as well, but they're a little hard on sheep. The border collies are definitely better. She's done found something there in the ground that's got her attention. But yeah, the sheep get out of line. So a good shepherd usually has a border collie and a Australian cattle dog. So the stubborn ones get out of line. The border collie just kind of gives them that nasty stare like they do, which usually works. But if it doesn't, they send the cattle dog in there to give them a little nip. That's why they call them heelers. She's still to this day nipping at my boots and the wife's boots and anything you're wearing, shoes, slippers, whatever. It's just in her bred. That's what she does. So she likes to nip your heels. Ready? Good catch. They use combination of horse. Yep, we read that one. The cops always ran me down, even when I was riding and driving legally. Yeah, the heelers are nasty, buddy. They can be. She was honestly out of control. That's why I hired a trainer. She was probably the most vicious dog I've ever owned. Seriously. She was out of control. But hired the best guy in the state, probably. He trains police dogs. There's a couple that do the police dogs in the state up here in northern Nevada. But anyway, guy's top notch. Either way, he specializes in the Malinois. So the Malinois dogs, the Navy SEALs use those rascals. So they are a insane breed as well. So they touched her up, in other words. Some things people just can't teach dogs, especially a wild one. The heelers actually have dingo in them, so that's where they get their wildness. Come on, you ready? Get that. Come on. Come on. She's digging. Got her mind on digging now all of a sudden. Digging in a different spot now. But yeah, they're pretty psycho. But I got her pretty much under control now. She's doing rather well. 4 weeks in Arizona. Couple meetups. This weekend I'm going to Lake Havasu for a small meetup. Awesome. Fairy ducks getting around. Very cool. Well, I went up to Washington, as you guys know. You watched the videos. And it was mainly for work. That's why I went up there. But shoveled a bunch of money in the bank account and came back home for the winter. So I just been hanging low for the winter and got this dog about, I guess it was back probably a month. And there's the end of the winter right there. Trying to keep her occupied and get her trained. And it's just been a job in 3/4, I should say. I mean, she was eating holes through the drywall. And I'm not talking, like the corner in the house or something, like a corner bead where a dog you would think might chew on that teething or something like that. She was eating holes right through a flat wall. I mean, this little rascal is a handful. But like I say, I've pretty much got her touched up now. And I think we're through the teething phase now. She just turned 7 months. So she's doing a lot better, guys. I can trust her, a lot more than I did. I don't even put her on the leash if I'm going somewhere in a vehicle. I just open the front gate, let her out, tell her load up. She knows what load up means. So, it's working out great. She goes with me just about anywhere and everywhere. And that's what I wanted. I wanted a small breed that was mighty. Something that'll protect the property, protect my van, carry some weight and take care of business if need be. But I didn't want another 100-pound dog. That's pretty much what I've had my entire life. We had a Great Dane Lab mix when me and the wife first got together. It was her dog, and then we got a German Shepherd Rottweiler mix, and he was a beautiful dog. Looked just like a German Shepherd, but with the tan and black markings of a Rottweiler. Beautiful boy. And controlled him as psycho as those breeds are. And Rhodesian Ridgeback, they're unknown breed, but they're bred to hunt mountain lion, so they are something to reckon with as well. Very high energy psychopath dog, but I handled both of them. Now I guess they were pushing 14. They were both 13 years old when I had to put them both down. So 13 years, and then I guess it was a few years before I got this one. So 15 years is a long time. So I'm not as young as I used to be either as well. But I'm here to tell you, this little booger kicked my fanny. Who else we got in here? Sasquatch. Don't believe I said hi to Sasquatch. Nomadic Rat Pack. Welcome. So anyway, I guess back to the title. We're got steered into dog talk, watching the puppy run around and act a fool. So I ended up buying the Cruiser. It's called Wired. The website, the company name, I guess I should say, is Wired. And the normal, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. I think they use a different word, but basically normal wattage of the motor is 1,000 watts. And if you're going up a hill or something, the peak torque, or not torque, the peak wattage is 2,000 watts. And actually it goes a bit over 2,000 if you're in a pinch, but they advertise 2,000. But It has a meter, a monitor on it, so it'll actually show you the wattage. So it actually goes over 2,000, 2200, I believe I've even heard. So how that works is voltage times the controller, which is inside the e-bike. So the amps of the controller are 40 amps. So 40 amps times a 60 volt system is what it is. So that gives you your 2,000 watts to that hub motor. So, you know, these things haul ass. If you've looked into them, like on Amazon and so forth, you're probably going to see mainly 36 volt e-bikes. So 36 volts, as you can see, when you use that as a multiplier, that's a lot less than 60. There are quite a few 48s on there. There's very few 52s even made. The Wired brand uses a 60 volt system. I believe there are some 72s out there, but you're going to be paying probably, guessing, I'm gonna say probably 3 to 4, maybe even $5,000. So they get very expensive with some of these e-bikes. This one in particular, it's a very middle of the road as far as price. I want to say even kind of pushing the lower end, because any e-bike you're going to start out at upwards of close to $1,000 to start with. So this one sells for $2,000, and I think it's a hell of a bike for $2,000. When you start comparing the others that are 500 watt motors and 36 volt systems, etc., this thing just blows them away for, you know, another $1,000. And then you get into range also, because you got to look at your amp hours on your battery, and it comes with a 20 amp hour battery pack. So they claim this thing will go 80 miles. Now, everyone is going to exaggerate on the range, but how they get those ranges, they're flat out lying, a lot of them. But how you're going to get those kind of ranges, if you get those ranges, it's going to be in the lowest speed and with pedal assist, and you're going to have to help the motor along, and that's how you would get that. Now, running wide open, you're not going to touch that. But if I can get half of 80 miles riding wide open, I'm fine with that. You know, if I can go 30, 40 miles with it wide open, guys, I mean, that is huge. You know, just think about, you know, your home base, or, you know, even if you're out camping, you know, something 15, 20 minutes away, and you can just jump on an e-bike and take off and come back. You know, how awesome is that? So that's why I bought it. I bought it for the dog mainly, to get her some exercise. I've been training her on a pedal bike, and she's just breaking me down. The other day I took off probably close to half a mile to go mail my water bill, and took off like a bat out of hell, pedaling my little fanny off, and I got down there and she was just sitting there, not even panting. So I knew I had my hands full at that point. I'm like, this dog is not even panting. It's like, okay, what next? You know, so it's like, I can't do this. So we're stepping up to an e-bike. I think it was great to get her started on the pedal bike for sure. I was going to use a dirt bike, but the wife wasn't seeing eye to eye with me on that. Use that Honda sitting right there was my plan. But I understand. I don't want her to get hurt either. But once she gets used to the e-bike, baby steps, you got to crawl before you walk, right? So we might get the dirt bike out there eventually. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat here. Let me do some catching up. At this point in my life, I need a dog that just does nothing but sleep a lot. Yeah, I agree. A cuddle monkey is definitely fun to have around. And she's a cuddler. She's a big lover, but it's the high energy. It goes with the terrain. You can't have it all with this one. Well, you can. You get it all. That's just it. You get the cuddling, you get the loving, you get the high energy, you get the smarts, the high intelligence. It's the full package. It's not pick and choose this and that. She gives it all to you. All right, camping in February is no joke. I don't know if I'll do that again. Had a tick that weekend too. Nuts. Yeah, February's tough. That's why I came home. Even with a van, it's tough. I mean, you got to have heat going. It's not a fun game. I mean, especially when you're 1,000 miles from home like I was. Okay, everybody just saying hi to one another. Talk to text, sorry. What do you think about the Pecron $3,000? I know nothing about these things. I'm not sure about the Pecron, brother. I was led to Aerial Rider, which is a company up in Washington State. I wanted, they all come from China, let's face it. But at least if there's a in-state warehouse, you might have a shot at some customer service. Or if something goes wrong, you might be able to get some parts out of them. Some of them have some warranties and things like that. But if you buy something off of Amazon and it's broken 2 months, you're up shit's creek without a paddle. I'm sorry. I mean, good luck. You've got $1,000 bicycle that's just going to become a coat rack. So that's why I chose to go another $1,000, and I felt I was getting a lot more of a bike for that extra $1,000 too. So Aerial Rider, for one, they have a warehouse up in Washington State, and this one I purchased, which is wired. I'll get the exact website for you guys, but if you're really interested, just type in Wired Freedom, which is their full suspension bike. I didn't get the full suspension bike because they're on back order till May 15th, and this puppy needs exercise yesterday. So I put it off long enough, trying to do a lot of research and stuff on the e-bikes to begin with. So I ended up just getting the Cruiser. It's the same exact price, but you get more for your money with the full suspension bike. But they're saying that they're going to go up $200 on that bike after the 15th. So it's kind of a pre-order sale. So check out the Freedom, and I got the Cruiser. But we're going to do a video of me putting it together, and of course I'll do a review on it and all those things once we get it. It should be here in about a week I would imagine. All right, AB equals C power ratings. I'm not sure what you're saying there, buddy. I might have missed something. I scrolled back, but it's probably too far back. Yeah, C, maybe I'm thinking controls, the controller. Yeah, that would be your amperage. I don't know, trying to make out what you type there. Not sure. Rat Pack. Check the rules. I will stick under 1,000 watts because of the rules. I don't have to really worry about it here in Nevada. So I wasn't too concerned about that. But actually, if you want to stay within the rules, you need to stay under 750 watts. That would be a class 3. But I may be wrong on that. But I did do a little bit of reading on it. This bike in particular, it's all in the monitor. So it can be downgraded on the wattage to make it a class 1. And the differences, if I recall, I'm going off of memory, guys, so excuse me if I'm wrong, but one is like if you use pedal assist, and I'm not going to say which is which, and one is if you use throttle only, and those types of things. And then it comes down to speed as well. So they're limited at 20 miles per hour. So a lot of them you can go in, if you do the research, they allow you to go in there and unlock the system, they call it. And then you can turn up the speed basically. But from the factory, it's shipped as a class 2. But it will be governed at 20 miles per hour. So unless I go in there and decide to turn it up, it won't exceed the 20 miles per hour. So technically it's within the laws because they have to put a sticker on there saying that it's a class 2. So if it's a class 2, it's legal as far as I'm concerned anyway. It's straight from the factory with a class 2 sticker. They lie a lot on the range. They include pedal assist in those ratings. You might as well figure it does a little over half of what they say. Agree. You know, of course, they're going to use a 120-pound person. It's going to be perfectly level ground, no hills, not real world circumstances. So you definitely can't believe the range that they state. But physics is physics. And that's what I was explaining earlier. If you figure out 36 volt system and a 500 watt motor, you know, physics are physics. When you got a 60 amp or a 60 volt system, I can't talk this evening, and a 1,000 watt system, you know, physics are physics at the end of the day. So more amp hours, higher amp controller, it's going to give you more power, and you know, it is what it is. So this one's 20 amp hour battery, 60 volt system, and I believe it's got a 40 amp controller. But there you go again, the 40 amp controller is only going to be used if you know, turn it up on the monitor. So there's that as well. I bought an e-bike, the specs and performance sucked. The e-bike people said no returns. He took care of it and got refund. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying too. I'm sure it was probably a cheaper e-bike. You know, some things, guys, you just get what you pay for. If you're looking for a $500 or $1,000 e-bike, then you're probably looking for trouble right from the start. So don't expect too much. It's not going to go too fast. It's probably not going to have a suspension. If it does have a suspension, it's not going to be a very good suspension. It's going to be cable brakes. It's not going to have hydraulic brakes. Cheap tires, you know, it's going to get a flat probably within the first week or whatever, on and on and on. So, you know, you're going to somewhat get what you pay for. So you can pay $1,000 for a bike and then put 1,000 into it, trying to make it right, or just shell out a couple thousand on a decent one. And from what my research led me to was the Kepler by Aerial Rider and the Wired Wicked, it used to be called Freedom, is the full suspension model, and the Cruiser is the non-suspension model. All right, I got to catch up here. You guys are typing a lot. I can't read it all. Scroll down here a little bit. Washburn. Somebody laughing at Washburn. I'm in Oregon. Since they revamped the rules, they are pretty lenient on entry-level e-bikes. Yes, the levels are pertaining to speed and watts of motor, and also pedal assist and a few things, like they broke it down pretty good. I know the bikes you're talking about, they're considered more of an electric dirt bike than they are a bicycle. Those things scoot. Exactly, Rat Pack. And that's what I need. I mean, this little fur ball of mine, I mean, I know she can run probably 35 miles an hour, and that's what the bike does. If you turn it up, you know, she's only going to run as fast as I'm going to go on the bike. But, you know, these cattle dogs scoot also, as you say the bike does. First Amendment is, no, you're talking about tires. I like purchasing the Kevlar tires right out of the gate. They're spendy, but worth it when riding an area with glass, rock, and thorn. Yeah, we get those foxtails here in Nevada, and it's just absolutely horrible. So, yeah, I'm probably going to have to do something. Mountain biker guy that I met, you know, just a regular pedal bike, but, you know, originally I bought a pedal bike, a Santa Cruz. It's an older model from a guy on Craigslist, and he does the mountain biking thing. And he told me the old Venetian blinds, you know, the old mini blinds, you can put those in your inner tubes. I thought that was a real good idea, and it helps with thorns and things like that. But I have seen that they sell actual things that you can put in the tubes to protect them. I usually go with the slime inner tubes, but yeah, I'll probably definitely look into something a little bit more aggressive on this thing, because on a pedal bike I might be a mile from the house. On this thing I might be 10 miles from the house, so I definitely don't want it flat. So all new to me, but it should be here next week, and we're going to do, you know, a put together, and I'll do a review on it after I take it out for a ride, and we'll check it out. I just wanted to sign on this evening, was out here playing fetch with the puppy, so just figured it was a good time to bring up the subject and let you guys know. I plan on taking it on the in the van, or on the back of the van most likely. This contraption here, I don't know if you guys seen this when I welded this up, but this is what I took to Washington. That fits in the hitch of the van. I built that from the start. Had my tools in the gang box there, and I put a generator in this old file. Actually, it was a copy machine is what it was. An old Xerox copy machine case. It sat on top. So it was just a case, and it fit well. So I put the generator in there. I ended up having to cut a couple different holes in there for the exhaust, because I had problems with the generator, and had to buy a couple extra generators when I was up in Washington, because I kept having problems with the one I took. So I'm probably going to fabricate a bicycle holder, whatever, bicycle rack, I guess that's the word I'm looking for, to hold that bike on the hitch as well. So that'll be a future video as well, because I want to take it camping with me. That's kind of one of the purposes I bought it. I think it'll be great. You go out camping, you know, you want to do a little hiking, you can head up a mountain on an e-bike, and it's a hell of a lot easier than crawling up a hill. So that's the plan. We will do that in the future as well. It was good to see you. It's been a while. This summer we're starting a build on a 2008 20-passenger van with an LS motor. Wow. Well, that thing's going to kick ass, that's for sure. Definitely put out the horsepower if you wanted to. Well, I can't wait to check that thing out. That'll be way cool. Hopefully you can do a video on it in the future. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. Like I say, just wanted to sign off or sign on and keep you guys on the loop that we got an e-bike coming next week, and we will put it together, and I'll set up my little tripod, and we'll see how hard this thing's going to be to put together. Should be a piece of cake. So till then, smash the like if you guys don't mind on your way out, and we'll catch you on the flip side. You guys stay cool, and most importantly, stay safe out there. Later.